Welcome to today's news. The news updates. 8 Buhari ministers fall into EFCC trap over corruption allegations. Welcome once again, and thank you for tuning in to this channel. But please endeavor to subscribe to this channel by clicking on the subscribe button and also the bell for more updates. Now to the news details. Please listen carefully to the end. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC), which is the country's anti-corruption agency, is said to have invited 8 former ministers who worked under President Muhammadu Buhari's previous governments. It was said that these past ministers have been called in to answer questions about corruption claims against them. In the invitation notes sent to these high-ranking government officials, it was made clear that they needed to explain how the money given to their ministries for specific projects during their terms were spent. Before Abdulrashid Bawa was removed as the head of commission, the anti-corruption agency had already started looking into his action. Insiders say that former Minister of Women's Affairs Pauline Tallen was asked last week in connection with an alleged 2 billion naira fraud. She is one of the people who have been called in. Some of the charges say that money from the African First Lady Peace Mission projects was taken away. Also, invitations have been sent to 7 other former ministers. It's important to note that the commission arrested and held Saleh Maman last month. He was the former Minister of Power when President Buhari was in charge. He is being looked into right now because he is said to have been involved in a 22 billion naira power project theft. Also, Muhammadu Maigari Dinyadi, who was the Minister of Police Affairs before, has been asked to explain how the police trust fund was handled. The accusations say that the Nigerian police bought used cars that were fixed up and lied about being brand new. When asked what he thought, Minister Dingyada said, "Well, I don't know about the letter because I have not seen it. Maybe they sent it to the office. I will find out from the office," the person said while keeping their identity secrets. Aside from these people, the EFCC has also asked Adi Sirika, the former Minister of Aviation, and Abubakar Malami, the former Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Federation, to explain some things that happened during their time in office. During the former president's administration, President Muhammadu Buhari, each ministers were so corrupt that the money that is meant for projects, meant for public, are turned into their own personal gains, their own personal interests, instead of them to use the allocated money for what it is being asked to be used for. They turn it into their own, cook up different lies, and but they don't know that one day is for the every day is for the thief, one day is for the owner. Now, since the administration of President Tinubu has started, President Tinubu has suspended the CBN governor and also suspended the EFCC chairman. Now, in line with the EFCC chairman, 8 other ministers has been asked to show up. They fall into these corruption allegations because as the EFCC was told that how he should come and explain how he handled his commission during Muhammadu Buhari's tenure. He should come and give accounts. Now, same thing, all these ministers were given funds for projects, but they did not actualize these things. They thought they have, since they have left as ministers, that nobody can apprehend them again, that it has gone. They don't know that Tinubu will dig out their problems, their corruption stories. So now these eight other people, past ministers, have been called in to answer questions about corruption claims against them. So if they can give a clear reason and evidence that the money that was given to them for project was well used, then they will not be arrested or face the law. But if not, they're also going to face the law. Now, the names of these eight past ministers were mentioned, and these people have been alleged with some fraud before now that they have been called to answer questions. Can corruption be cleansed in this country? Under Muhammadu Buhari tenure alone, corruption was so much, from the head to even the minimum, the barest minimum, the ministers, the local government chairmen, they are corruptions. The president should continue to look into all those people that are in line with corruption. They should come and face the law squarely. And even the president, the former president, Muhammadu Buhari, should not be left out, because there is no way all those people will carry out their corruption processes and he will not know, because he was telling them that anybody that is called to face to the court should not call him along. They should go and face the court themselves. He's now removing himself, and nobody wants to mention his name to all this corruption that is going on, that has gone in his administration. But without the head not knowing that corruption is going on, these people cannot carry on this corruption smoothly. So he also needs to be called to come and give answer on how he actually worked in his office. We have come to the end of the news, dear listeners. What's your view to this? Do you think the president is doing the right thing, or these past ministers needs to answer the questions squarely? Please share your view in the comment section. Thank you.